better when we hit the record button.
Boo-doop. Stratego, you sank my battleship.
That's not Stratego.
Growing up, I just had Battleship, but there was always that one kid who had Electronic Battleship, and he wanted to play it at his house just because, like, oh my god, it's Electronic Battleship.
Mm-hmm. You know, Battleship after a while got boring.
A day, or one game a month, or whatever.
Yeah, it's not even one game a day or one game a month. It's like, because after a while you're like, okay, it becomes the game of processes of elimination, and you're like, when do I get to hit something?
Well, when you hit something, you get the right number. You always played. Right. Sometimes you played with that one douchebag who moved the ships.
I don't think I ever played with the one douchebag who moved the ships.
Neighbor kid down the street, he moved the goddamn ships. That asshole.
Really? Seriously?
Yeah.
God, that's bad. That's bad.
Welcome, everyone. It's the Squares Roundtable podcast, and with me this week is Jeff Stein.
Hey, Mike. Hey. Yeah, no, I did have one friend of mine when we played Battleship who was a total dick. He figured out a way to put all of them in the bottom right corner, so I kept like going everywhere but there.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what the hell? Where are the damn ships?
Then you found out.
I'm like, all right, let's randomly pick one in the bottom corner, and then all of a sudden I found them all.
Yeah.
Like, you're a dick.
They're all bunched together in one corner.
Yeah, they're all bunched together. It's like, because I should never have figured that one out.
Yeah, because you spend the whole game just like G5, F3, nope, miss.
Yeah, meanwhile, he's like fighting ships, and I'm like, what the hell?
Where are these goddamn ships?
I'm like, you're a dick. Well, this is a good strat. Okay, shut up.
Speaking of gaming, how was your week? How was your Valentine's weekend?
My Valentine's weekend? Well, it was interesting. So I took my mom out Friday, ironically, to a Mather's Cafe. Oh. Not the one Ivan goes to. But they did know him.
Yeah.
But they didn't know him because I asked them, like, is this the one that... Oh, no, we know Ivan. He's at the other one. I'm like, oh, okay. But I took her... Mather's had... I think it was like... You could do... It was prime rib, a slice of prime rib with potato and that kind of stuff. And then they had Wayne Mesmer there to sing. So I was like, oh, okay, that sounds like... That should be good. And I know... I mean, I casually know... I shouldn't say casually... It's more like acquaintance know Wayne Mesmer. And for those who are not aware, Wayne Mesmer used to be the guy who did the national anthem and PA announcing for the Blackhawks. And
right, he's a professional speaker.
He does, well, and he still does PA and national anthem for the Cubs. But yeah, and then he's a national speaker as well, a motivational speaker. And he's a part owner of the Chicago Wolves. Yeah. So that's by the way, that's the reason why he doesn't do the Blackhawks anymore. Mm-hmm. But his rendition of the national anthem for the NHL All-Star Game during Desert Storm is amazing if you find it online. So
sure it's on YouTube out there.
Right. And then Wayne, I can't remember the exact story, but Wayne, something about a robbery and he got shot and it was something having to do with the throat. And he had to overcome that as a surgery, but yeah.
Oh,
but
yeah,
anyway,
I remember that. That was some years back, yeah.
Right. So, but Wayne was there singing. I was a little surprised because some of the songs that Wayne picked were very more standards.
Kind of old-timer, kind of?
Well, it was funny because some of it was like Beatles, stuff like that. And with his voice, I kind of always think of him as more of like the, I've got to sing, like, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Where it's like, something like, well, I don't know if it's opera, but you get the idea.
Kind of that radio announcer kind of guy.
Yeah, I mean, it was good. The only thing was, like, we, thank God, had gotten our food. But I already drank a big, giant glass of water. When they're like, we have an announcement. There was a water main that broke down the street.
Oh, God.
So we can't serve anymore. And by the way, basically we have no water, so the bathrooms aren't going to work.
Oh, my God.
And I'm like, I just drank a big thing of water. I go, geez. And sure enough, like about 15, 20 minutes later, Wayne has not started yet to perform yet. And I'm like, oh my God, I really am going to have to pee. And I'm like, okay. I'm like just sitting there and I'm like, okay, I'm going
Did they close the bathrooms? I mean, you need urinal. All you need is just, with the urinal, you don't have to flush.
Well, they didn't have a urinal, but yeah, anyway, so they told us that here's my mistake. I bought the whole thing that they locked the bathrooms. So I was like, I'm sitting there for like a good hour or so, just like, oh my God, I'm gonna die. Because it's like, and I'm like sitting there and I'm like, yeah, this is wonderful. I'm like, oh my God, my bladder is gonna destroy me. And then finally, I'm like, I saw a guy go back there and open the door, and I'm like, wait, the door is open?
It's not locked?
Wait a minute. It's like, it's unlocked? I'm like, screw it, I'm just going to go in there and pee. And I just won't flush.
Because you can't.
For obvious reasons.
Yeah.
You know, and I was like, after that, I was like, okay, we can stay as long as you want. I'm good now.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I mean...
But you didn't have any other beverages? No other drinks?
Oh, no, at that point, I was like, hell no.
No.
I'm like, I'm not drinking anything.
Was it a pay bar?
No, I don't think so.
It was okay.
Were
they serving alcohol?
No, I don't think they were. I mean, I don't think they were. I didn't really ask, and it wasn't something I was really looking for.
Okay. So how was Wayne? How long did he sing?
He sang for about an hour, and like I said, he did some like Gershwin and some Beatles and stuff like that. He was okay. I was a little surprised, but then again, considering it wasn't a very pricey event, and there weren't a ton of tables in there, so I was like, oh, okay, I guess, that maybe they were doing it as a favor because Mathers is nonprofit, and okay, so everybody's allowed. I mean, for all I know, Wayne's throat could have been dry and he can't have any water because we don't have any. That kind of thing too. So little things like that can throw something off. But yeah, he was okay. He wasn't great. I don't know that I would need to see Wayne sing. If he was there to speak motivationally, I'd probably have been happier.
Yeah, I'm sure you'd have lots of good stories to tell.
Right. I almost kind of wish he had done that instead.
Yeah.
So that was Friday night, and then yeah, Saturday I was out at Jackaroo Games out in Warrenville, and I played a whole bunch of role playing, and I ran a couple of games and ran some Star Wars RPG from the old West End D6 system, and I think we started at like 9 a.m, and we played until like we did have some breaks, but we played till like close to like 11:45 at night. So hardcore. Get your game on.
What'd you do for food? You guys ordering pizzas or something?
What did we do? At one point, I think somebody made a Burger King run.
Okay.
Somebody made a Burger King run to go get some stuff, and it was like, just get me 2 Whoppers. And yeah. And I had brought in some breakfast food for myself and some stuff just to bring with for purposes of snacks and whatnot. And so I kind of ended up where it was breakfast and dinner. And there was kind of like snacking in between, but other than that, yeah. And then Sunday, last night, well, not last night, I should say, because depending on when you're listening to this, Sunday night was, at Midwest Speaking Professionals, was the evaluation seminar panel that I was actually a part of. It's the District 30 Toastmasters, which is pretty much most of Chicago, their speech evaluation champions panel. And I was on it for the first time after organizing it for a couple of years. And it was really a lot of fun. And I got the chance to talk a little bit about evaluation and talk with some of these other champions and talk about what they look at versus what I look at and do some speech evaluations. We had probably about maybe 30, 40 people out there. So it was pretty cool. So yeah, my weekend was kind of busy. How about yours?
I had a busy weekend. Had let's see. Friday had to pick up my sister at the train, and she ordered Olive Garden for all of us for dinner.
Oh, yum!
But we had to go pick it up. So not only is this Friday night at Olive Garden, it's Valentine's Day.
Right.
So I had to drop her off at the door and circle the parking lot. I could not find a place to park. So I circled the parking lot like 4 times. And I had people like ducking in and jumping, trying to snipe other people's parking spots as they're leaving. So anyway, you got Olive Garden. And that was good. I had the chicken parm. It's a winner.
Okay.
Winner, chicken parm dinner.
Yeah.
And
absolutely.
Then, let's see, Saturday. Oh, yeah, well, earlier in the week, I'd watched 3 episodes of Star Trek Picard.
Oh, yeah?
I'll get into that in just a minute. But let me check my notes. What else did I do? Well, the Valentine's Day weekend is killing my diet. Killing it quite harshly. Not only have we had, like, Sherry was at Ogilvy Station, bought me a bag of Mrs. Fields cookies in this little... Yeah, I'm good. And then my friend had dropped off the 2 boxes of Thin Mints I'd ordered from his daughter who's in the Girl Scouts. So I got all these cookies lying around, and it's Valentine's Day weekend, and I split up the Olive Garden over 2 nights for food, so I didn't have to have all that. Toilet broke on Saturday. I had to go.
Ouch.
And I don't like going to the hardware store on my day off, so I went to the rival hardware store, the Home Despot. You like that? You don't like to go into work on your day off?
No, but I do think it's funny that you went to the rival. It's like, you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of that scene in Clerks where Randall's like, "Give me your keys. I want to go to the hardware. I want to go to the video store." Dude, you work in a video store. I work in a shitty video store. I want to go to the good video store.
Well, it's not just because it's the good hardware store. It's just I don't want to go to work on my day off. All of a sudden, they're like asking me to help people. Like, no. So I fixed the toilet.
Now without them paying you.
Yeah, they're not paying you. But having to navigate that orange box store is a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
And you can't find anyone to help you, and it's well. So anyway.
Hello.
Yeah, exactly. Echo.
Is there anybody here?
Watched Ford versus Ferrari.
Okay.
Because we're still getting caught up on family movies, the Oscar movies, and the family they can't rent Jojo Rabbit yet, but we're able to rent Ford v Ferrari, so I watched that, and that was really good. It exceeded my expectations. I'm just looking at Christian Bale, and I'm going, I drive a car. But I was like, no, he's competent. He is the consummate professional actor, and he did a good job. Whereas Matt Damon is just Matt Damon doing a Texan accent, wearing a cowboy hat, where it's just Matt Damon. But it was some very entertaining parts. I liked Ford versus Ferrari.
That's on my list.
I kind of regret not seeing it in the theater because, the rumble of the race cars. It would have been really fun to watch in the theater, I think.
I wanted to, and then by the time I wanted to, all the timings were weird, and it was hard to get to for time-wise. I'm like, forget it.
Yeah,
I'll just wait till it comes out on video, it comes out on rental.
I forget the circumstances as to why. I'm sure we can go back and listen to past episodes and figure out why I didn't watch Ford v Ferrari in the theater.
And it was funny. I had friends who told me, yeah, go see it in the theater. And I can't remember what it was. Maybe I was just trying to, maybe I had other things or...
Yeah, or just leading up to Star Wars.
Binging too much DVR. Yeah. I don't know,
Yeah. So we didn't watch... so we watched that. And
how many Yeah-Mans?
I'd give it 4 out of 5 Yeah-Mans.
Okay.
It was a good performance. It just gets a little, I don't want to give away too much of the story. And I didn't know the story of the driver played by Christian Bale. I forget his name. Miles, I think was his name.
Yeah, I don't think I know anything about.
So that's good. Go in dry, and you'll enjoy it more, I think. Because if you knew the actual story.
Lubrication is better, but that's just
me. Ooh, cool. Hey, you know what I mean. Hey.
Yeah. Well, it was funny because it was, I don't remember which night it was. It was either I can't remember if it had to have been Thursday night. And it was either going to be It was either watch Ford Ferrari or watch Judy for the Judy Garland. And that's what Renee. That's the one that Renee Zellweger won for.
Yeah, she won the Oscar for. Yeah,
the one for the Oscar for. She's really good in it.
Yeah,
it's kind of depressing.
Yeah, she did not have a happy life.
No, it's really pretty. At sections, it's pretty sad and pretty depressing, and it does not paint a very good picture of Louis B. DeMeyer or whatever. What's his name? Mayer. At all.
Oh, from MGM?
From MGM, from back in the day.
Well, back then, you were the property of the studio, and you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like based on some of the depictions from like her time when she was doing The Wizard of Oz. I mean, there's like some things where it's like, man, that's just some of it was just plain gaslighting. I'm like, wow. Like, hey, can we get Shirley Temple in here? Wow, seriously?
Yeah.
That kind of thing. I'm told Renee Zellweger sang.
Is that her voice?
Her own voice.
Huh.
And I buy it based on what I heard. Like I said, she's really good in it. I don't know. It was kind of draggy at places. I mean, I get why it didn't get nominated because it's like, I get why it didn't get nominated. But I get why she got nominated. So, like, her I give, 5 out of 5. The movie, I would say, if she wasn't in the movie, because she's in the movie, it's like 4 out of 5. If she's not in the movie, if it's somebody else, it's like, this is like a 3. It's that kind of thing where it's like, her performance is basically what makes the movie better.
But Renee Zellweger is like in her 40s, so who played Judy Garland as a kid?
They had somebody else.
Okay, yeah, that's what I say.
And in fairness, it was all flashback scenes.
Right, flashbacks, right.
So for the most part, it was her at that age frame.
Yeah, okay.
Where it was like pretty much her at the end. So, yeah.
Yeah, according to the Wikipedia, 12 of Garland's most popular tracks were performed by Zellweger. That was Renee as Judy.
That's
good.
I wonder how long it takes somebody to learn how to sing just like that well.
I know, like Reese Witherspoon went to a school to learn, like, to sing country or get some vocal lessons before she was June Carter in the Johnny Cash movie with Joker. I mean, Joaquin. I mean, the guy from Gladiator. Anyway,
like some of these people, like when they learn this stuff, you're like. It's like, people sit there and be like, oh, anybody can be an actor. And I'm like,
no.
Yeah.
No.
Like, some of the things you have to learn, it's like wow.
Some of it's you gotta have talent. Some of it requires actual talent.
Or, like, times when it's like, okay, you have to jump out of this plane. I'm like, the fuck I am. I'm not jumping out of no plane. What are you, crazy? Or it's like, okay, you have to do this scene where you're in the car and it's gonna fly. No, I'm not. What are you, crazy?
That's where you bring in Brad Pitt, your stunt double.
Yeah, seriously. It's like Tom Cruise doesn't use any of those. It's like, what the? You're crazy, man. No way.
That's why, he gets injured and then it halts production for 6 weeks.
Yeah, seriously.
Because he's authentic. Anyway, so, okay, then, I don't know. I'm not in any hurry. I don't want to see Judy. I'm like,
No. Like I said, it was I had a family member who it was like they were more wanting to see that than me wanting to see Ford versus Ferrari. And I'm like, all right, fine, we'll go along with this. And I'm like, I really wanted to see Ford versus Ferrari.
Yeah, I'd recommend it. You should go see it.
Yeah, no, I will. I'll pick it up somewhere along the way, and
just don't watch it on your phone. It's a good big screen experience.
Yeah, no, absolutely. No, not on the phone. No.
Just like tell Marty you're going to watch The Irishman on your phone.
Seriously.
Poor Marty didn't get any Oscars. Poor guy.
Not really. You know that one comment that Chris Rock makes, the look on Scorsese's face when he when he's like, yeah, I loved all 3 parts of it. That was a great series. And Scorsese has this look on his face like, fuck you.
Well, he made the same face when Eminem was on stage.
Yeah, I know. I mean, Scorsese was like in total fuck you mode with his face. It's like, what is going on, dude? It's like, I mean, I know you're old now, but just there's that commercial where like Seth Rogen's like, oh my god, I'm gonna be right for Marty Scorsese. I'm surprised Seth Rogen doesn't even cares about Marty Scorsese. Or is it I can't remember if it's Seth Rogen or it's Jonah Hill. One of the.
It was Jonah Hill. Yeah.
Is it Jonah Hill? Like they're all freaking out about
Jonah Hill's going to be in a Martin Scorsese film anytime soon.
Yeah, that's the closest Jonah Hill's getting to a Martin Scorsese film. Probably.
And I also watched because it was slow. We were waiting for spring at the hardware store. It was slow at the store, so I got to watch the SpaceX launch this morning.
Oh yeah,
I was live on YouTube. It's fun watching space launches.
You're a hardware store guy. Okay, you're gonna love this.
Okay.
So my mom has this fascination with shredding just about everything.
Paper shredding? Okay.
Paper shredding, I swear she's lost without her paper shredder. So she didn't even really look at some junk mail before she shredded it. And what she did not realize is, because if she had looked for 2 seconds, it would have said, do not put this envelope straight through a shredder. There is a metal coin in here.
Oh.
So now the shredder's jammed. And she's
figure
out how to
fix it. From
like
Littleton Coin Company or something like that?
I don't know.
Trying to subscribe you into... Yeah,
I don't know what it was. All I know is I was like... So now she has no shredder and she's freaking out, which is crazy. But now I'm caught up all over the place to try to get the shredder fixed. And I don't know.
Fixed? You can't get... You just buy a new one.
You buy a new one? Okay, well, last time I got it fixed, there was a guy at an Ace Hardware.
Oh.
And he was able to fix it for $30. But I think that guy's not there at the moment.
No.
So it's like, oh, joy. Yeah. I have a feeling you're just buying a new one.
Yeah. Things like that. If you can get them unjammed, but you got to take it apart to a point.
Yeah. Yeah, no. I think the answer is it's time for a new shredder.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
And you can get them cheap.
I just thought you get a kick out of it because now she's freaking out too. It's like, oh my god, what am I gonna shred all this stuff with?
We have a big bin that's under lock and key, where you can just feed it into this big 55-gallon container with wheels, where you can just feed it into there, and then once it's full, they send it away where it goes to a facility up by Schiller Park or something where it's destroyed.
Oh, don't tell her there's such a thing like a 55-gallon bin. She might make me buy it. She might make me buy it for the apartment. I swear to God.
Yeah, it's a paper shredding service, but we don't do the actual shredding here.
Right, yeah.
You just feed it in the slot, and no one can look inside or whatever to keep the documents safe or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So I watched the first 3 episodes of Star Trek Picard, because my friend and I can't wait. And I didn't watch the first episode free during the trial. We kind of caught the highlights of the first episode, so we watched most of episode 1, and then we're 2 and 3. And it's good. I'm still optimistic. It's just a lot of talking, thrilled. And they're not in space yet. Oh, I don't know.
I just think it's funny because when I said that about Discovery, you were like, "Oh, you're being nitpicky about that they're not in space yet, or they're not on the Discovery yet."
Oh yeah, episode 3, they're not in space yet. Well, I know he's got a mission now. He's got it's kind of like a. The whole situation. I don't know. You need to explain it, but I don't want to.
Well, yeah, I saw the first.
Yeah, you watched the first episode, so you know the gist of it with the Romulans and the accident at the shipyard and all that. So it's the plot thickens. So Picard's on a mission to solve a groovy mystery with his new gang.
Yeah.
So episode 3, I guess episode 4, because you can't avoid spoilers. No matter, I have to unfollow a couple of Facebook groups online, and of course. Surfing through YouTube, people immediately post clips. You son of a... So I guess episode 4, is where 7 of 9 appears.
Okay.
So I guess once we're 3 more episodes in, then we'll watch the next 3. And according to my friend, and by the way, my friend, he's really digging that Harley Quinn animated series.
Really?
Okay, well, good on him.
I have a couple more days of access to DC.
You should watch some more of that and see if you change your mind. I mean, it's good entertainment. It's fun.
Well, I think they finally did the season finale for season 1.
Okay.
So I may try a couple episodes.
It's good for a couple of chuckles.
Like I said, I didn't think that. To me, it was like, it was kind of like, the best way to put it is like, it reminded me of like when, okay, erection, okay, ED problem. I mean, that's just the best answer I could give. Where it was like,
I get it. It doesn't meet your expectations. You have.
I don't even know.
It doesn't go
expectations. It's like, oh my god, this is gonna be really funny, and then it's like, yeah, not really. It was just kind of there. It was
anticlimactic, like, okay. Or whatever.
Yeah. It's just kind of like, okay, this could be really funny, and it's like, okay, you just went for the cheap out joke. Got it.
Yeah, but so yeah, I'm still in on Picard. It's still good, and I'm need to get a little more emotionally invested in it and have some more like, space adventures where he's not just like, we made the joke. Obviously, when we found out about this, it's going to be, it's going to be 12 episodes of Picard picking grapes in his vineyard in France.
I'd still watch that.
I'd still watch it, but this is still
I'd
good,
still
though.
Watch that.
It just deals with the Romulans and how it ties into the Calvin timeline, how the Romulan star went nova, and sort of like a refugee crisis, not unlike what's going on now. So I see how they can kind of tie that into modern politics. Because
I thought the interview was interesting too.
The interview, yeah, the first episode had that interview and awkward.
Yeah. Well,
but yeah, it's poor Patrick.
It was very Fox Newsy.
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
where it was like, gee, we're not making a political commentary here at all.
No, it's like, but like, she's like, he had to save lives, and she's like, Romulan lives, and he's just like, lives, like, they're people, they're Romulans, but they're people. But unfortunately, the Romulans have tried to kill him twice. So, like, okay,
maybe they're not people.
Well, but it deals with Data, and they haven't shown like any other cast members from TNG yet, and they kind of explain why in episode 3, where it's like, I need a crew, I need to check this out, I need to find this one dude, and they drop, I guess episode 1, because I guess it was free, I guess to drop the name of Commander Maddox, where he was in a season 2 episode where he wanted to prove that Data was property of Starfleet, not a living person. And he lost that trial.
Episode,
yeah. Where it was like a quote like a regular like trial episode. You kind of use it to save money on budget, where they just have him in a room most of the episode. And anyway, so we haven't found him yet. So we're going to space to find him because of the problem with synthetics and how the things with the Romulans. So it's interesting. And the Borg. Yeah, this Borg cube, I guess they found, and the Romulans are trying to undrone the people in it. So,
is that what they're up to?
I think so. I think it's what they're not just Romulans like living in it. They want to. They're feeding.
That's where they end the first episode, and I'm like, what the? What is
what's
this?
with the Borg cube? I like the music at the end. They kind of like that TOS kind of dun 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 dun. I like that.
I don't know if it went exactly like that, but we'll go along.
Well, it was that same vein.
Yeah.
Anyway, it was still good. I'm going to watch Picard some more, and even another week or two, I'll get 3 more episodes in, because they're airing like on Thursdays. So, my friend can like acquire them through certain means. So then we'll watch them. He's got, you know what I'm talking about. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink, say no more.
I got it.
Totally not stealing. Anyway,
totally not stealing.
No. Cough, cough. Anyway, what else we got going on?
I get the impression they changed the name of the Harley Quinn movie.
Yes, they rebranded it. They changed it to Harley Quinn Birds of Prey. Not just Birds of Prey and the Emancipation of One, whatever, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
It's stupid.
Wow.
So, we'll see if that works, but...
I don't think it will.
No. But Sonic did pretty good.
Yeah, no, I was a little surprised.
Yeah.
I'm happy about that.
Yeah.
That it did what it did, because we talked about that last week, where it's like, boy, for all the complaining that people were doing about what he looked like initially, it's like, people better go.
Is that still PG-13 or is that PG-13? Was it like a family? Let me check.
I would think so. And it's weird because what's his name? Because Jim Carrey's in it playing the bad guy.
Yeah.
Right? Which
it's PG.
Surprising.
So it's kids movie.
Yeah.
So action, PG for action, some violence, rude humor, and brief, mild language. So, okay. So it's geared to the kids and might show the kids who Sonic the Hedgehog is, and because I don't even know if you can buy like a Sonic the Hedgehog game on your phone or an app or something.
I bet you can.
I mean, if the franchise is still viable. Speaking of viable franchises, apparently that Fantasy Island movie is stank on ice.
Well, yeah. I mean, all of a sudden I had stuff popping up on my Facebook feed, and it's like Fantasy Island, and I'm like, huh? And it looks creepy as F.
Yeah, it's like a decent dark turn.
That's quite all right.
Dark turn with Christian Bale.
Why would you make that Why would you make that a horror film? Why wouldn't you go comedy route on it?
But it was PG-13. They didn't go full horror.
Yeah,
it was part comedy, part horror. I think they didn't know what to do with it. I think that was part of it.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. I'm kind of like, it's like, hey, let's bring this back. Great. What are we gonna do with it? I don't know.
Let's
have
the guy from
idea.
Ant-Man, and have a couple of actors and actresses in it, and we'll see what happens. And they put them in the jungle, and yay, it's Fantasy Island. Oh, okay.
So we're in the jungle?
I guess, because it's a tropical island. They go to Fantasy Island. But it's like a monkey's paw kind of thing, where you get what you want, but it's like, oh no. It's like, this is not what I wanted. Anyway.
No, really not.
You said you were talking about game night. A friend of mine had surgery on his shoulder. I think I said this before the show. But a friend of mine had surgery on his shoulder, so I have to drive him to game night this week.
Okay.
So okay. See, my house is in the middle, and his house is on one side, and then we're going to the other guy's house, which is on the other way. So, it's easier just to have us meet in the middle at my place, but we're meeting at the other guy's house, so I have to pick him up and drive him out or whatever. So that's funny. But game night is coming up soon. So if we had a brief disruption from game night this last couple weeks because of and I didn't go in on that Dark Tower Kickstarter. I think maybe you can still pre-order it, but because that old Dark Tower game was gives me the nostalgic feels. I never had that. It was a friend of mine had the game. So other than that, nothing's been good with me. It's been just waiting for spring. We had some rain and sleet and snow today. It's all just kind of blah. It's like another nasty. It's like, man. Although it's not as cold as last winter, but it's just messy.
Yeah, it's just dark and ugh.
Although the days are getting longer, though, you can tell now. It's still last light at 5:45 now on a clear day, which is good.
Yeah, well just okay, I'll be happier in a little bit. It's I'm still not trusting yet. I don't buy it. I don't buy the groundhog. I don't buy any of it.
Well, according to that's the thing. I think we talked about it that 1 week, but Puxatony Phil did not correlate with Woodstock Willie.
Great.
Because one said short summer, one said an early spring, the other one said 6 more weeks. So I don't know which one it was.
Woodstock Willie sounds like a porn star.
Woodstock Willie?
Yeah.
Or at least somebody's nickname.
Oh, that was the other thing. Apparently, not that I would know, but Pornhub was giving away free premium for a week because it was Valentine's Day.
Right. Singles Awareness Day. Right.
Or something like that, yeah.
Yeah,
so.
That's the thing, yeah.
To which I think we talked about it on News of the Squared.
Last week.
About how the one guy was talking about how premium is better than the regular. He's not wrong.
No.
He's not wrong. Not that I would know, but he's not wrong.
Yeah, but you know better than to pay for porn on the internet. I mean, like, it's the internet. I mean, it's 80% porn. Just gotta learn where to look, I guess.
I don't know. I will admit, it's like the quality level did go up.
Not did you know?
The quality, I mean, like things
from what you've heard.
It's like, you know, you type in things that you're normally looking for, and it's like, oh, this is good. And the premium, you type that in, and you're like, wow, hello. It's like going from like analog to HD.
It's like going from a convenience store to Sam's Club.
Yeah.
Got it.
Or if you got like your fruit from like the Jewel, and then you went to like Whole Foods, and you got fruit, and you're like, damn, hello.
Yeah, there's a Whole Foods that opened near me. I haven't been in there yet.
And I'll make sure you bring your whole paycheck.
Oof.
Because it really is.
It's a long walk too, from what I'm told.
What?
It's a Whole Foods is a big store.
Oh, is it really big?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a big one. That's what she said.
I was a big fan of their blackened chicken salad. That stuff's good.
Yeah, I got to get back to salads. I've been these last 4 days. I've been really bad, so I got to get back and lose a little bit more, so I can have like a net loss for the month of February. So to feel a little better.
We got an extra day. You can give it.
I got another week and a half, so I can just get shed a little bit more by the end of the month, and then I can have my cheat weekend again.
Yeah, so you can put it all back.
Yeah, weigh myself and like, yay! Okay, now I'm good, and I can gorge.
Now I'm gonna eat like 3 pounds of pizza. And...
Yeah, I'm limiting myself to 2 Girl Scout cookies a day. So
when you say 2 Girl Scout cookies a day, are you talking about entire sleeves or are you talking about boxes?
Entire cookies, 2 cookies, not 2 sleeves of Girl Scout cookies.
Bullshit! No way.
No, 2 a day. They're like 40 calories each. I did the math.
I have a bone to pick with my little dealers.
Yeah.
I have a bone to pick. $5.
Because it went up 50 cents?
$5.
Now, come on. You can find 50 cents in the under your seat cushion.
Yeah, but the problem is that there's not that. Okay, look.
Inflation.
I have to hold them to a standard of quality. Okay? At $4, I'm not complaining about the fact that when I get the Tagalogs, there's still never enough of them. Okay? At $5, I don't know. I mean, it's like, it's charity. It's the little girls. Yeah, the little girls are my dealers. Okay? Look, let's put this on the table. They see me coming down the street. They coming down the street or coming towards like the grocery store, and they're out front. They all got that little look on their face, like,
oh yeah, here comes.
Yeah. And it's like, here comes the big fat guy. And it's like, oh god, he'll buy a whole bunch of them, and then
he'll back his truck up.
Yeah, seriously. And then you're like, oh, I don't want to do this. And then they all put that little frowny face on, and you're like, fuck. And the best is, it's like, well, I really don't have any cash. Oh, we have a square.
Oh my god, the Girl Scouts got square readers now?
Yes.
Oh shit, I'm in trouble.
I swear to God, I got nailed that way one time where I was like, I'll be fine because I don't have any cash. All I have is like my debit card, and they're like, oh no, we have a square. I'm like,
jeez. I usually, when they're parked in front of the Walmart or in front of the Walgreens, I'll say, I'll get you on the way out.
Yeah.
And that's not a good thing to say to Girl Scouts, actually. But
well, it's funny because I'm like, but it's funny because I've pulled that too, where it's like, or I've been like,
that
yeah,
sounded
on
wrong.
the way when I leave, I'll take a look, and then I come out and I'm like, oh, especially a couple times I'm like, well, I really don't have any cash on me. And usually that would work in the past. But yeah, now they had a Square. And I'm like, fuck.
What's next? They take PayPal? Jeez.
I think they already do if they're using the Square, aren't they?
No, well, the Square Reader can go from either your PayPal account or, I guess, or a credit card or a debit card.
Or you're even in your bank, I think, right?
Yeah, if you have one linked to your savings or checking or whatever, I think the Square Reader would work. But most people don't have credit cards for their PayPal accounts. Like when I'll sell toys at shows, then they'll just be all like, you take PayPal? Yeah. And so he goes on PayPal's app on their phones and they send the money and I give my email address and I get the email. I'm like, okay, good. You're good. Cool. So.
But yeah. No, my little mate, it was funny because you don't want to get into it with little girls, but it's like they were outside the grocery store and they had the tag-alongs and I was tempted. However, inside the store, they had chocolate-covered Nutter Butters. Okay.
Wait, they had tables on the inside and the outside of the store?
No. Just inside of the store, they had chocolate-covered Nutter Butters.
In the store, okay.
In the store, and they were like 2 for $6.
That's, yeah.
And I'm like, 2 for $6 versus $5 for one box. And in fairness, the chocolate-covered Nutter Butters were better than the tag-alongs. Same idea, same concept.
Is it that the only one you get is the tag-alongs?
No, sometimes I'll get the Thin Mints.
No, I'm strictly Thin Mints. That's my only game.
Sometimes I'll get the Thin Mints. I'm more of a peanut butter person. I'll admit that one. I don't really like the Do-Si-Do, which is just the plain peanut butter cookie. I'd much rather get the other one, which is the tag-along, which is the chocolate-covered one. Which is kind of like basically like a Reese's cookie kind of thing. It's good. It's real good.
That sounds good.
Yeah. But like I said, like I got these, like I was hanging out with a friend and like when we were doing the Titans marathon. So I got 2 boxes of those because I'm like, screw it, this is cheaper. I'm like, let's see if these are any good. I'm like, oh my god, these are better than friggin' tag-alongs. So it's like I have a bone to. You can't like have a fight with a Girl Scout and be like, no, these are better, and I get them for $3. You gotta give me that for $3.
And the Girl Scout box is smaller, and you're paying more.
Yeah, but I can't say that
then
out loud.
Pick another one. Then
what?
Go back. Pick another cookie.
I don't want another cookie.
Well, then just buy the peanut butter ones then in the store. And there you go.
No, that's what I mean. But then I get the girls and the people are like, but it's the Girl Scouts and you're supposed to give. It's like I'm not allowed. It's like it's the part where it's like they're the little girls and it's a good cause and it's all that stuff. You're not allowed to complain. It's like I think we have a right to complain. I mean, they were 4. 4 was okay. I can live with 4. At 5, it's like, okay, you need to give me a little bit more for 5.
Yeah, because when you think about it, it's like, yeah, I can throw $5 in. And we talked about this last week. We can throw $5 at stuff. But then when you want 2 boxes, like 10. 10 is a little bit harder to swallow for 2 boxes of cookies.
Yeah, because you get... Right, exactly. Because it was like, okay, you could, in the past, get 2 boxes for 10. Well, 2 boxes for 8, obviously. And that seemed fair. Okay, now it's like... 2 boxes for 10, and you're like, those don't go nearly far enough for $10. No way. Like I said, I know I'm fighting a losing battle, and it's really more along those lines where it's like, hey, you cheap bastard, just buy the damn cookies for the kids.
And then you hear that one story.
Shut up.
There's always one story, like, where someone this happened I think it was 1 or 2 years ago, where the Girl Scouts had gotten their cash box stolen in front of the Walgreens or something.
Oh, God.
And then so everybody rallies together and buys up the rest of them and leaves extra so the kids aren't out,
Right.
So they rally around that. It's like the same thing here, like, sometimes at the Christmas time, you'll hear that somebody raided like a Toys for Tots storage facility.
Right, yeah.
And then everyone rallies around it saying, okay, we're going to send even more toys this way. And in the long run, it does help out. But sometimes it's like, yeah, you got to wonder sometimes that some of that is an inside job Like, I don't know, am I seeing conspiracies? like the Girl Scouts cookies are now $5. Oh, but anyway.
I know. And the worst part is like you say something like that. $5, really? And it's like
I'll throw $5 at shit sometimes. Like I throw $5 at the Super Bowl squares. I didn't win shit this year. My boss won this year.
Yeah, I haven't played squares in a while. Thank God.
I got lucky one year. I won 2 quarters. So that was cool. So.
Yeah, no. Back in the day when I worked at Sporting News, Sporting News, you know, it was Sporting News. You know, in Sporting News, everybody played because it's a sports radio network. Mm-hmm. Everybody's playing, so the money's big. You know, I won I can't remember, did I win a quarter or did I win a half? No, I won a quarter. I won a quarter, and it was like $200-300.
Nice.
Oh no, I was like, whoa,
well, that's like, then that'd be like what, $1,000? So that's like,
I can't remember how much I paid.
That'd be like,
but there were a lot of people. Like
that'd be like $10 a square.
I think it was like 10. I think it was like the football pool was brutal.
Now we used to have like a final score for like fourth quarter and final would like win like twice that, but they split it up 5 ways. But then it made it more fair where they split it up 4 ways. So like first, second, third quarter.
Yeah, the weekly football pool was brutal, brutal, just brutal. If you didn't have it exactly, forget it. But if you did, that was good money.
Yeah,
I mean really good money. To the point where it's like, why am I playing this? Oh, I know why I'm playing this, because if I ever get freaking lucky, if I ever get close enough, and a couple times I got close. A couple times I was right there, and I was like, damn. Just like NC2As. NC2As there were great, too.
But if nobody wins, does it roll over?
Oh, no, somebody won.
There's a winner every week, whoever gets closest?
Oh, yeah, it was based on who had the most every week.
So, okay.
And, like, I'd have weeks where it was like, there were a couple times I had gotten it down to where, like, I only missed, like, 2 games, and there was somebody who, like, only missed, like, 1. I'm like, son of a... Damn it. Yeah, no.
But you said, like I said last week, the odds are better, so.
Yeah, the only thing I didn't get in on when I was at Sporting News, and I couldn't figure out a way to get in. And I really wanted to, but in some ways I really wanted to, because the experience would have been cool. At the same time, there's a part of me where I'm like, oh boy, I'm kind of glad I didn't play, because I'd have been nervous. So there's the Fantasy Football League. Okay. And I'm like, oh man, I'd love to get in the Fantasy Football League. And I was on the wait list. I was the next one on the wait list, and nobody dropped out. And the reason why I wanted to get on it was because it wasn't just like it was all the hosts. The hosts are playing, all the producers are playing, and I'm like,
so it's lots of money.
Yeah, well, not only that, it's a prestige thing, because it's like, you know, can you beat one of the national hosts or some of the producers or something like that? It's like,
somebody who knows much more than you do. Right?
Yeah, somebody who's like on air getting paid like 5 times what I'm getting paid.
Right.
You know, they actually like broke out into like divisions where it was like the Papa Joe Chevalier League and the Chet Kopic. I think it was the Papa Joe division and the Chet Kopic division. You know, I mean, neither one of them played, but I think that was the 2 divisions we went to. But yeah, no, that was amusing.
That's
stuff.
the only time I really like do any sports betting is just do the squares. I think one Super Bowl party my family had. We had like both families over, and it was all the kids and all the nieces and nephew. We did like 25 cents a square, so it was came to like, I don't know, what is that, $25? So it's like so it's like $7 a quarter or whatever. So, but that was the only way to get all 100 squares filled. But
right.
That's the extent of sports betting that I'll do. Our family is historically bad at gambling.
Which is why you should gamble with them, because
right.
they're bad.
Right, yeah, see, I know what you did there.
Yeah, no, that's what you go. Oh yeah, that case.
Oh,
He should give
you guys are bad, huh? All right, good.
Yeah, my odds just went up, right? It's like I'll take the one with the best helmets, and then they usually win.
Right.
Like,
right. And grandma's be all like, "Oh, they didn't get a home run."
Yeah, seriously.
This is football, Mom. Anyway, so yeah, what else we got going on? Any news this week?
Well, let's see. What there was a possibility they're going to bring back Quantum Leap, or there's talk.
Yeah,
right?
something. I forget the name.
I don't know.
Let's see. I forget. Didn't you post it on the squares?
I did.
Okay. No, that's all right. Let's check that article out, shall we? Mm-hmm.
I guess. Yeah, like I said, I'm not shocked by any of this. With the amount of streaming services and cable networks, and you got broadcast networks, and all these places, you gotta have content. It's you gotta have content, and you need new content, and you need stuff. I mean,
yeah, okay, so it's just Count Bakula opining because
is it that
it's
all
from
exists?
TVWeb.com. Scott Bakula doesn't know if he'll ever return as Sam Beckett in a potential revival of the classic sci-fi series, but he's got an idea of what things would be like for the Leaper in a modern-day setting. This week, Bakula appeared on The Talk for a new interview, and naturally the conversation soon enough turned to Quantum Leap. He says, I don't know, but I know the fans would love to have a reboot. So, that's all. He's just open. Nothing's in the works or anything.
Nothing's in the works?
No.
Okay. Well, there you go. I'm kind of surprised nothing's in the works, though. I mean,
I've only watched a couple of those episodes when it was out.
It was a good show. It was solid.
Yeah, I don't know. It wasn't sci-fi enough for me, maybe, in the time. And some of the settings were like a little, like where he played a woman. It's like, wow, this is...
Yeah.
Yeah. But, I didn't watch all of that.
Well, it played a little more mainstream, too.
Yeah. Let's see, what else? Venom 2 image reveals Woody Harrelson's Cletus Cassidy with the less crazy red hair.
I guess. I guess. Again, this is... I'm a Spider-Man fan. I really am. Okay? But the whole... And at first, I think Venom's a great Spider-Man villain, but then it turned into, let's create more villains out of Venom. And I'm like, oh, God. Like, now there's a whole bunch of these. And they've turned it into its own thing, and I'm like, I can't keep up. I just can't. I don't know if I care. I mean, like, there's different types of, like, there's the Riot one, and...
Yeah, and there's Carnage. Well, you've got Carnage coming, and then Riot. I don't know. I don't know enough about Venom, so...
Right, no, it's what I mean. It's like...
And now, I guess... They're casting for this Kraven the Hunter movie?
Are they doing a Kraven the Hunter movie?
Yeah, apparently they've started casting.
Well, that's interesting, because there was rumors that might have been the villain in the new Marvel Spider-Man movie, so I'm a little surprised by that.
Yeah, Spider-Verse is growing on the big screen as Sony is looking to build out its pocket of the Marvel Universe further. Now the studio is working on a Kraven the Hunter movie, a spin-off movie dedicated entirely to the maniacal big game hunter known best for being a villain in Spider-Man comics. I mean, they're working on Morbius, too, so...
Right. Well, Morbius is already...
And Venom.
Right. Isn't Morbius already in the can?
They're working on it. I don't know if they've done filming or not.
I've seen a trailer for Morbius.
Yeah. And what else? Kevin Smith released the voice cast for this new He-Man series.
Yeah,
so some good talent in it. Phil Lamar, Kevin Michael Richardson. Of course, Jay Muse is going to be the voice of Stinkor, so that could be funny.
Good Lord.
But no, it
what do
looks
we
good.
think? What do we think the odds are that we're going to get a Jane Silent Bob sighting?
No, not on Eternia. No.
What would you like to put the odds on?
Maybe like an Easter egg, like way in the back corner, like in a crowd shot or something. But they're not going to have Jane Silent Bob on Eternia. No, I'm calling it no.
Bob showed up other places they weren't supposed to show up too.
Well, we'll see. We'll see about that. But anyway, so that looks interesting. I've not seen any. Did we see animation? Or did we talk about Robert Pattinson? Because I guess
little bit.
They teased the bat suit.
Would you believe there are people annoyed by that?
No, I'm not annoyed by it. Like, cool.
I'm not. No,
Batman.
not me or
Cool.
you. But like the Snyder Cut people apparently are annoyed by it. I'm like, Jesus, what is with you people?
They're like the annoying neighbor, like in the apartment upstairs.
I swear to God,
Release the Snyder Cut. Release the Snyder Cut.
I need to know who Snyder's publicist is, because that guy is a friggin' genius. I mean, that's the guy you need.
Hell, they got Momoa and Gal Gadot and even Ben Affleck to like hashtag it. Like, Jesus.
I mean,
it's dead already. Let it die.
Well, it's interesting because they all went along with it, which makes me think that they would like to do another Justice League movie.
Sure they would. They want that dollar bills, yo.
Well, in fairness, I'd like another Justice League movie.
I would too, but I think they need to slowly rebuild it. I think they're in the right track with these standalone films.
Yeah, because Harley Quinn was just such a great way to rebuild it.
Well, Suicide Squad 2 is on its way, so.
Great. Well, I shouldn't say that because James Gunn is doing Suicide Squad 2.
Yeah.
But then again, I didn't exactly have, when they initially announced this movie, the Harley Quinn thing, I didn't have any
I was like, meh.
Conceived notions about it until I saw the trailer, and I'm like, what the hell is this? And I'm like, this movie is really more of a Harley Quinn movie. This is not really a Birds of Prey movie.
No, because we have, and I guess Ian McGregor was like he wasn't poorly cast, but he just doesn't work as a villain.
I don't know. I haven't seen it. That is on my list of things I will go see, but it's not on my immediate.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. I haven't been to I'm trying to remember the last time.
I think the last movie I went and saw in the theater was Star Wars.
I hate to tell you what I think the last movie is I saw.
Oh, yeah, it was Cats.
No, but it was close because it was Parasite.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah.
Oh, there you go. Parasite. That's the other thing. Parasite's sales numbers have gone up 234%.
Oh, good on them. When everyone found out what Parasite was because nobody saw it in the theaters.
Right. Well, now, yeah. See, I think that's the reason the number went up. It's because everybody's like, what is this? And
nobody.
Like, and there are enough people who are out there that are like some of these theater people who are like, it's wonderful. And
it's
I'm like,
theater.
It's wonderful. And it like, I've actually engaged some people about this. I'm like, what did you like? And they're like, it's so layered. And I'm like,
layered.
I'm like, okay.
So it was like Shrek and the Onion? It was layered?
I guess. I mean, well, and the other thing is because I said to a couple of people, I'm like, well, didn't you find this to be this? They're like, I didn't see that. I'm like, okay, I kind of did. I'm like, I don't know how you missed that, but it's like, no, I understand there's layers. I get the layers. I'm not that impressed by the layers. I've seen other things with layers before, too. I just don't see this as being as spectacular as everybody else does. It's like, oh, the delicacy, the intricacies of layers. And I'm like, come on, stop it. Seriously, stop. Just stop. It's not that intricate. It's not that delicate. I can see everything you're talking about, too. It's about upper class and lower class and how people treat people. And it's like, yeah, I know, but...
Yeah, so is Down and Out in Beverly Hills.
Yeah, seriously. Seriously, wow, that's a nice slap to the face right there. I didn't say it. Send your cards and messages to Mike Edwin.
Yeah.
Mike Edwin, not Mike Boyle.
No, don't say Mike Edwin. That dude, he's a troublemaker, that guy.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, I don't care about seeing Parasite.
No. And it's funny because it's not. Here's the best. We went to it because we didn't think it'd be available on like a DVD, on like an on-demand or anything. And now it's available on demand. You know, I'll admit, I'm not, you know, that's the other part too. I'll admit, paying $12 to see that movie may have been a factor in this.
Yeah, it sounds like you got taken.
12, well, okay. Couldn't go to like the normal theater, had to go to like one of those like fartsy ones to go see it, and it was in the and all the showings are in the afternoon, so you couldn't get a morning showing, and of course that means that you're paying full price.
Not a matinee, yeah.
I'll tell you right now, there were like 6 people in the movie theater. 6!
Including
6.
You two?
Yeah, including me and taking my mom. I was like, including us, there were 6. I'm like, it's maybe there was more. Maybe there was like 8. I mean, this is a decent sized theater. I'm like, come on. Seriously?
What was the last movie I went and saw where I was the only one in it? I think it might have been like what movie was it? Might have been that James Brown movie. That one wasn't very full. When I saw that Chadwick Boseman, before he was Black Panther, he did the James Brown movie, and that one was pretty empty.
You know, I feel like... Well, it was funny when I saw... Well, in fairness, I saw Infinity War at 9 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, and everyone's at work.
And everyone was at work that day, and I chose one of the more expensive theaters because I had a gift certificate.
And how many people were in the theater with you?
Like, maybe 5.
Wow.
Maybe 5. It was great.
But you guys were still vocal? Like...
Not really.
No?
No, but it was really funny because all 5 of us were like, at the end of the movie, we're like... I had that look on our face like, yeah. Like to talk to you. Can't do it right now.
Yeah.
Still processing what I just
Oh, my God. Yeah, exactly.
What the hell was that about?
Bad guys win. Yeah, it was a... Yeah.
It's not even that. It's like, okay, they're all gone. What you mean they're all gone? What kind of
they're gone. Yeah.
Okay.
How are they going to fix this? Yeah.
Yeah, how are they going to fix this? You know, that kind of thing.
Yeah. But now I can't... Oh, that was maybe like one time my sister and I went and saw the Brady Bunch movie. John, it was like, let's just, let's go laugh our asses off.
Oh, no.
And we were like, there was like 6 people in the theater. Oh, it was one that was... And then another bad one we saw was they did a live action Dragon Ball movie. And my nephew and I once saw that, and that thing stunk on ice. That was awful. That was terrible.
Have you ever? Are you a big Dragon Ball Z person?
I used to watch it when it was on Cartoon Network like 20 years ago. I'm old.
I feel like I watched a little bit, but I always just felt like they just dragged.
And that's like, anime for you. Just the storyline drags at a slow pace. It was like,
okay, come on, get to it already.
Then I played the card game with my nephew. So he and I collected the card game. So that was a fun activity.
There was a Dragon Ball Z card game?
Oh, yeah, they're still going on, yeah.
I mean, I'm shocked that, like, Yu-Gi-Oh! Is still going on.
Like, yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh! And, of course, the Pokemans.
Well, yeah, the Pokemon I get.
The Pokemon, yeah.
Pokemon I get. Yeah.
Yeah, you go into Target, and they have the big rack with all the trading cards in it, and it's just all the Yu-Gi-Oh! And Pokemon. Oh, yeah. It's still a thing. And Magic the Gathering, of course.
Well, yeah, Magic, of course.
Yeah, of course. And I guess the guy that made the Brian Volk Weiss, who did the Toys That Made Us, is going to make a Magic the Gathering documentary.
Oh, is he really?
Yeah. So
then, what's his name will be in it? Because I don't know if you're... I'm not sure you're aware. I mean, I haven't talked to him in ages, but he's on my friend list is Peter Atkinson, who was the owner of Wizards of the Coast.
Okay, then they might get him.
And he's the owner of Gen Con.
Nice.
So
they might talk to him.
I'm sure they're going to talk to him because I mean, I don't know if you knew this or not, but TSR passed on Magic.
Right. They did their own. They did Spellfire.
Right. Well, before that, they passed on Magic, and then the irony is that West End, not West End, Wizards of the Coast was big enough at that point then to come back and buy TSR.
Yeah. Well, then didn't WotC get bought by Hasbro?
Yes, they did.
Okay, yeah, that's what I thought.
That's it. Yes, they did.
Okay, then maybe this documentary will include Mr. Atkinson.
Yeah, it should. It probably should. Well, it'll be probably Richard Garfield. Maybe we'll hear from Peter. But yeah, I can't. I think he's working on a movie. I think it's Chandra or something. I can't remember.
I remember that YouTube video. It was from like 2 or 3 years ago, where somebody had opened a huge case of Magic cards from like 10, 15 years ago, and he finds like a Black Lotus or something that's worth like $10,000.
Oh God!
And he's using like latex gloves to open each pack, you know. But he sees the Black Lotus. He's like, "Oh my God!" His hand starts shaking. It's like, "Whoa!" So
yeah. Wow. Cool. Is that what a Black Lotus goes for?
Or something? I'm not sure what the card. That's the exact wording of the card or something. But yeah, that's a super duper.
The Black Lotus was the original.
So maybe it was the original line. Yeah.
But the Black Lotus. The Black Lotus long ago. Really, if you had a Black Lotus, the way it basically went was, if you could get the Black Lotus out quickly, you could kill somebody on the first turn.
Yeah, that's one of those things about tournament play where it's like, I've played these collectible card games. I've gone through 3 of them, and I never learn, because you have these tournaments where you have these promotional cards that are like so overpowered. Like if you play them, you pretty much win. And that's why I kind of got out of that. That's why we went to like the DC, these deck building games like Pathfinder and the DC game.
Yeah.
Where they're all self-contained, where it's so it's not like someone comes in with, I built my deck and I paid $80 for this card.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't do that.
Well, no, if I remember correctly, if I'm still remembering it, it was you play the Black Lotus, which allows you to get Channel, and then you use Channel and you play Fireball, and you Channel, you play a Fireball, and you basically channel pretty much every life you've got until you're down to 1, which, because of the way the Black Lotus is, you'd have enough mana to be able to have an extra couple of, I think it gives you enough extra points to do damage that basically you live by 1 point. And your opponent's dead.
Well, if that's a 2-player game, then that's a good card to have.
Yeah, I think they outlawed it.
Yeah, for tournament play, obviously.
Yeah, but it didn't used to be.
No.
It's like you had that, you're done.
Yeah.
If you had 4 of those, you're. I think they even made it at one point where you couldn't have 4 in a deck, but I could be wrong about that.
Yeah, where obviously they had to make there's FAQs and tournament play rules and whatnot.
I wonder how much Moxes go for now.
I don't know. The
Moxes were a big deal back in the day. That was the early days.
See, I only played Gathering Magic like once or twice. I never really got into it.
I played for a little bit. The only reason I played was I played in college because everybody was kind of playing and they weren't. See, that was the funny thing because when I started playing it, nobody played it dual style. We'd get together in like a big group and play like big battle royal style.
Did you play like teams?
No, like everybody.
Every man for himself.
Every man for himself, but it was like everybody was in one big group.
Okay.
So it's like you had to be careful because it's
if 3 or 4 players gang up on somebody, they're gone before their second turn.
And then sometimes we'd play Emperor. We play the Emperor game where basically it's like you're saying with like teams. Where it was like teams.
Yeah, because I got more and more people asking me now because we've had this Transformers card game that's been out for a few months now, about 6 or 7 months now, and they released like another pack of it. And I got some more of my peers saying, "You played the card game?" Like, nope, because it's a collectible card game. So it's like you can find the rare cards that are like super powerful. I'm like, I'm not doing that no more. I learned my lesson. 4th time's the charm, I guess. Even it is like my favorite hobby, I don't care for that. But one of the few times I played Magic the Gathering, where you had to buy in and buy like a blind pack and you opened it right there, and then you built your deck, and then that's it. You go
Right,
in.
right, yeah.
That's the best way.
I played a couple of those.
Yeah, that's the best way.
The problem is sometimes when you get stuff and you're looking at it, you're like, nothing matches.
Yeah, you get a shit deck.
It's like it's like great. I got a ton of blue, but I got no blue land, and there's nothing I can do. And it's like, oh jeez, I'm so screwed. Or the best is somehow you do one of those sealed deck tournaments. And because you get to keep the decks, you get to keep the stuff later. It's like, because they allowed for like a trade period, but you get some card, you get like a couple of cards where it's like, oh my god, these will be great for my other decks when I get to play them. And you're like, forget it, I'm not trading anything. I need these.
Mm-hmm. Well, sometimes you just need them to survive. Like, I don't know if we remember, we had that like preliminary trade period before we started saying,
Yeah.
But yeah, there's some people who will do this competitively.
Oh yeah, no.
Like,
I mean,
they'll go in and win.
At one point, the Magic the Gathering Finals tournament was on ESPN 2. I mean, back in the day when ESPN 2 first started, yeah, that was on there. It was like, okay, it's poker and Magic the Gathering and like dominoes and shit like that. Now you can't find that stuff on there. The only thing you can find is poker. Now it's poker. But they used to have all that kind of stuff in the beginning. Because they didn't have rights to a lot of things at that point. Not to mention like all the extra stage shows with all the chicks in hot spandex.
Well... Yeah. But card games, didn't really. Yeah, we play the games like we didn't engage much in tournament play like at the big shows. At Gen Con we kind of last couple of years though, but when we knew it was like 2000, 2001 when we knew it was moving to indie, we're like okay, then we kind of engaged with the. Doing the free demos, learning how to play the card games and whatnot. Or
right.
Not just card games, but board games and whatnot. And then it's not just like buy all the stuff and then like go and have dinner and then just play all night in a hotel room. That's used to be what we used to do, but not anymore.
Well, right. I mean, again, this goes back to it. Kind of depends on like who and what you are and what you do when you're going to a major gaming convention. If you're there with a bunch of friends and you're just hanging out and you're doing your thing. Then yeah, that happens more of what you're talking about, which is okay. We find some stuff, we go back to our room, we go hang out, and I mean, I know people who never leave the Great Hall or the dealer's room or basically the big swag room, so to speak. I mean, I know people who basically that's the deal. They don't leave that room. They don't leave that room ever, and all they do is play demos all day. And go through there. They don't play like actual ticketed events, and they're constantly looking for new games to learn.
Yeah. Or if we saw a game that we liked, then we just pop a squad on the floor somewhere in some of the big hallways, and we'd play. Or we were lucky to get a table that was empty. Some of like in the upper decks or the upper floors, back in the old Bradley, next to the old Bradley Center.
Yeah.
I miss those times. I miss those trips to Gen Con with my buds.
That's the one thing I've never understood. I mean, I know Nexus runs a con in Milwaukee, and it's been going for a while there. I don't know what kind of numbers that they get, but I've always been surprised that no one has really kind of ever been able to pull enough support to get a major convention back in Milwaukee. I'm always surprised by it. I just am like always like sitting there going, gee, how come it's never happened?
I don't know.
Where, that
it's an hour drive from Chicago.
Right.
So you get a major hub.
Well, and the other thing is, it's not only that, it's, there's a lot of history, and there's a lot of gaming up in Wisconsin, and Wisconsin.
Yeah, Madison. There's lots of stuff going on in Madison. I'd love to go to.
Right.
Sometimes.
I mean, you're right. You've got, I kind of laugh because if that convention was there, yeah, my odds of going to it would be better than going
especially
to Gen
you.
Con.
You're on the North Shore, so just hop on 90 and 94 or whatever.
Right. I mean, there is some, that's the interesting part too. Is, I kind of laugh because those days are gone. The days of I will go up to Gen Con for Saturday, and I can drive home Saturday night if I had to. Those days are gone. That's not even possible in a world where it's in Indianapolis.
No,
because you're
like
talking about
at least 5 hours.
Well, you're talking 3 to 4 hours at a time change.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and a time change. That's right. India's Eastern.
Yeah, India's permanently Eastern now.
Hmm.
So, yeah, like I said, it's to me, I just kind of like sit there and I shake my head a little bit because I'm like, okay. But
days gone by, still good times though.
One of these days I'll go to Gen Con again. I don't think it's this year.
Yeah, I'm putting together my plans for con season because we've got I got this one show in June that's in Cincinnati. And
which one is that?
It's Pete's Robocon.
Okay.
And he used to be part of the staff that ran BotCon until 2016. Mm-hmm. But now BotCon's coming back next year, but he's on the board for the new crew for BotCon that's coming in 2021, obviously. And they're doing like a pre-party or whatever, and it's at the God thing is that it's like in downtown Cincinnati. It's a really nice hotel.
Mm-hmm.
If I'd just drive there, go stay Friday night, and just go for Saturday and drive home Saturday night.
Oh, that's a long ride.
Well, Cincinnati is 6 hours?
Yeah, it depends on when you're leaving. I mean, I don't know how you are about.
It was going to be late Saturday night, so then the thing is, I'd have to work Sunday. It would be kind of pain in the ass. So I'm undecided on that show, but
because I'll be honest with you, the drive to Indy is not so bad. Would not be so bad.
Well, it's only another hour or so going east of Indy.
Right. So the drive to Indy is not so bad. The trick is you're talking about.
It's those first 10 miles getting through over the bridge from Kentucky into Cincinnati, which is traffic. I caught it when I went down there. What's that Friday night?
Somewhere over that
I got caught in the middle of commuter traffic that Friday night, and that was a pain in the ass. I was stuck for it took me a half hour to drive 6 miles.
If you're leaving on Saturday night, the biggest headache is, anybody who's traveled 65 at night can tell you, the darkness is amongst you.
The wind farms you drove through.
Yeah, well, okay.
The eerie wind farms with the flashing red lights.
Yeah, that's not even. Yeah, but we're talking about you're coming from the other direction, and you don't even hit the wind farms until near the end.
Right.
So
because that's right. That's north of Indy.
There's no lights.
Yeah.
You're once you get past Indy,
the thing is,
there's no lights.
And I'm traveling. When you're on 65, you leave Cincinnati at dusk. You're traveling on 60, heading towards 65. You're heading westbound. You're driving into the sun. And that sucks.
Yeah, there's that too.
Yeah.
But yeah,
well, also, I'm undecided. I don't know if I'm going to do that one or not.
It's funny you talk about the wind farms. I think we've talked about this before, but I can't remember. It had been a few years since I had been down to Indianapolis to Gen Con.
Uh-huh.
And, I went to college in Indianapolis, so that drive to me is I know it like the back of my hand. So, it was one of those where I got up early in the morning to get down there, to drive down there, to get moving, and I'm not really 100% awake, and I'm doing my normal thing because I'm
You're on autopilot.
I'm on autopilot because I'm used to it from back when I was in college, and I remember, okay, this is all I got to do. Because I used to drive it all the time. So I'm not really 100% awake, but I'm awake enough because there's enough straightaways, and I can put the car in cruise control and all that stuff. And I'll never forget, I just kind of looked to my right, and I'm like, what the fuck is that? And, like, the car almost went off the side of the road. It's like, I'm not expecting to see these giant windmills that came out of nowhere. I'm like, where the hell did these come from? What the hell's going on here? It's like, Jesus, where did these come from?
The first time I drove through them was when I was driving at night. So, like, I thought they were just a bunch of cell towers.
Oh, really?
Like, why do we have all these cell towers? Like, what are we doing here? Like, but I didn't see the spinning turbines.
Well, in fairness, it was early morning, too, because I left at like 4 in the morning.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's starting to get light. And so I'm kind of seeing it, and I'm kind of not. And I'm like, what the?
I remember one time, it was in 2001, I drove to Durham, North Carolina for a BotCon, and I stayed in a motel in Kentucky. And I had to drive through Tennessee to get to North Carolina.
Oh, you did it that way, too. I did it that way, too.
Early in the morning. And seeing the silhouette of the mountains was, like, kind of creepy to me. I was like, early in the morning.
You drive through West Virginia when the high winds are going, oof.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And then you're driving through the Appalachians, and you've got roads on those mountains, and you got the guardrail to your right.
That's it. That's it.
You got sky.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's scary,
absolutely.
man. No.
Absolutely. And they got those little things where it's like, if your car goes out of control, you go drive up this thing, and I'm like, oh, jeez.
And then you drive through. I drove either one or two tunnels. I drove through like two mountains, and that's like 3 miles worth of mountain. Like I'm like thinking of how many tons of solid rock are above me. I'm like, wow. It's like a plain old flatlander like myself from Illinois. They don't know these kind of things.
Yeah, no, I have buddies of mine from West Virginia, and I stopped on the way back home. And I got a ride from one of them. And he's zipping around in the mountains. I'm like, holy shit! And it's nighttime too, and I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? I'm like, oh my god! But he's used to it. And he lives there, and it's no big deal. I'm like, Jesus Christ, I'm gonna die.
It's like my neighbor when he retired. They moved down to Arkansas, and he had to quit drinking because he couldn't go to a bar and drive home because these roads were just so treacherous getting around those mountains.
Yeah.
So he just had to, he had to stop that. That's dangerous, man.
You think?
It's scary. On Dead Man's Curve.
You think it's dangerous? Just a little.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm trying to think if there's anything. I'm hemming and hawing about whether or not I want to go see. If I'm going to go to the movies tomorrow night. My headache is that everything's on TV again now, and I hate to say it, I'm too much of a TV junkie at times.
Let's see what's playing right now.
Well, I mean, I think 1917 is still out. I'd still like to see Bad Boys 3.
I got a friend of mine who's big into the Bad Boys franchise. He's like, oh, come on, let's go see a movie. It's funny. Like, I never saw the Bad Boys movies.
Really? They are good.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? I will tell you, Mike, both of those movies are fun. They're both good movies.
Okay.
Enjoyable. I'm not sitting there going to say, I'm not telling you they're Shakespeare or anything like that, but, they're enjoyable for what they are. The two of them play off of each other real, real well.
Yeah, I'm looking at this, and although Sonic the Hedgehog has 63% on Rotten Tomatoes, but Birds of Prey has 79%. I'm like, what?
Right, I know. Well, that's what I keep hearing is people go, oh, it's good. I'm like, yeah.
And my friend saw it, and he was just like, meh. But Onward is March 6th, so I'll try and gather the posse and see if they want to go see that, because that looks good.
I did see something interesting. There's a new show on NBC. It's something called Zoe's Extraordinary Playlist. And basically, something happens to her where, all of a sudden she can hear, people's thoughts in song. It's kind of like got a little bit of like a Glee feel. At least it's something different. The cast is pretty good. They got the one guy from Pitch Perfect, one of the people from the guy who's kind of the one guy from Glee. They've got Lauren Graham. So a solid cast, and it's quirky. At least it's not opening up somebody and I'm looking at somebody's guts as usual. I kind of so halfway decent. I'm trying to think what else is out there. You said Onward is coming the 6th. I mean,
yeah, that's
honestly,
next month.
That's like, yeah. What was it? The Hollywood Reporter put out a thing today. I put it on my page. I didn't put it on the Squares page, I don't think. About like the 77 movies you need to see this year.
Yeah, I was like, what? 77? Like, I'd be lucky if I see like 10.
Yeah, seriously. No, I'm with you.
Not at $15 each. Nope.
Yeah,
nope,
no.
Nope.
Well, this is where $6 Tuesday comes into play and stuff like that. But I'm with you because it's like I'm looking at some of these ones for like February that they're putting, and I'm like, no. And even Onward, I'm like, I feel like I can wait. You know? I don't feel like I'm like here. Okay, it's like apparently Harrison Ford is doing Call the Wild from the Jack London novel.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that looks okay. It's a rental for me.
Right, I'm not.
There's the memes about when the drugs wear off and you're not a space smuggler with your Wookiee.
Yeah. There's an Invisible Man that's more of a horror film. I could care less. Some sort of Ben Affleck movie that, Then Onward shows up, and I'm like, maybe. I mean, I definitely think it's going to be good. There's something here about something from Apple TV called The Banker. I don't know if it's going to be on regular TV or if it's just going to be on Apple TV. Let's see. Something called Bloodshot. Maybe, I mean, I don't know. I mean, okay, this is Vin Diesel from some sort of comic book adaptation.
Vin Diesel? What's he? We have to say the new...
yeah, that's coming later.
Fast and Furious.
Something called The Hunt. I mean, I'm just like looking at some of these. I'm like A Quiet Place 2. I don't even think I saw A Quiet Place 1. Okay, so Mulan is late March.
Yeah, no. I don't know. I saw that in the theater, and I was like, I wasn't super duper impressed with it.
I gotta be honest. I never saw the animated one.
You never saw the animated film?
I never did.
Yeah, that's when the golden age. We had Aladdin. We had Beauty and the Beast. All those.
Yeah. And it's funny because people tell me apparently there's Eddie Murphy's in this and he's hilarious. And I didn't even know he was in it. So
wait a minute. I thought who was Eddie Murphy's Mushu the Dragon? Yeah, he's in the original.
And apparently they did away with that character, and there's no singing in this Mulan. So it's like I don't know. I mean, I'm sure.
Well, the songs, I'm just like, there was the one song, the Christina Aguilera song called Reflection or something was the name of it. It wasn't.
Yeah, I think that was one of Christina Aguilera's first.
Yeah, it was before Genie in a Bottle came out.
Yeah, it was.
That's when she was just right there with young Britney.
Here's the funny part: that New Mutants movie that's been put off forever. The one that's been held for 2 years.
Yeah, it's been done, and they shelved
it. That's
been
sitting in the can forever. Is coming out April 3rd. I'm waiting for it to get backed up again.
Nope.
Yeah, I'm kind of feeling. See now here, this sounds interesting. I don't know if we'll be able to find it. Oh, it's going to be only on Apple TV. Damn it! Why do you keep showing me things about Apple TV? Spike Jonze is doing a documentary on the Beastie Boys.
Didn't they do? They kind of did a movie where they gave a bunch of cameras to the fans and they filmed a live set, multiple. They did a tour where they were giving cameras to the people in the crowd.
Maybe
they spliced all the shit. They spliced all of it together and they made a movie.
Maybe that's what they're doing. Maybe that's it.
Oh, that's gonna be a tearjerker when they talk about the one that died.
I don't know.
I don't know if they're ever gonna get
so Yeah, and then April 10th is James Bond.
Yeah. I'll go see it.
I probably will. Then there's something called Charm City Kings. I feel like I've heard of this, but I don't know what it is.
Don't know what it's about.
Yeah. Something called Promising Young Woman.
Promising?
I don't know. Antebellum? I don't know. Okay, Black Widow.
Yeah, it's that great
1st.
country band, yeah.
Black Widow on May 1st. Was anybody asking for a Legally Blonde 3?
No, I know I wasn't.
I mean, don't get me wrong, I liked it, but it's like, okay, that Scooby movie is on, that Scoob movie.
Oh, yeah, the animated one, yeah.
May 15th.
Yeah, that's a rental for me. I know a friend of mine who's big into Scooby-Doo, but...
I like Scooby-Doo too, but I don't know. And then I'm just like looking through here. It's like, some of this stuff I'm just like, meh. Okay, if I see Fast and Furious 5.
You kidding?
9 in the theater, that'll be the first. Well, no, because I saw Hobbs and Shaw in the theater. Up until I saw Hobbs and Shaw in the theater, I had yet to see any of them in the theater. I mean, I'm just kind of like looking through this. I'm like, where is like, unless there's something I'm missing where, like, I'm just kind of zooming through these, just looking at this. There's like not a lot where you're like, oh my god, I have to see that in terms of a tentpole. Other than, okay, Wonder Woman's on the 5th.
Yep. That's June 6th or?
June 5th.
June 5th, yeah, because May is Black Widow, yeah.
I'm sure Jordan Peele's doing the Candyman reboot on June 12th. I'm sure that'll get...
they're not going to have Tony Todd in it as the Candyman? Holy man.
I don't know maybe if he's back or not. I can't tell.
He's a great voice, man. He was like Kern on Star Trek. Man, he's awesome voice. And he was the Fallen in Revenge of the Fallen. He's got a cool
June
voice.
is when things start to heat up because it's like late June.
Oh, you see what you did there.
Oh, yeah, I didn't realize it. It's funny, the 26th is Top Gun and the Lin-Manuel Miranda musical that is going on there. Minions and Free Guy are the 3rd.
Oh, it's the little Gru or whatever, like the Gru origin story. Like, I'm a freaking Minions.
I like Minions, but honestly, that last time I watched, I went to go see I went to go see the Minions movie. It looked like it was going to be funny. It's like, okay, every good joke was on TV.
Is in the trailer, yeah.
Yeah, great. Okay, wonderful.
No, I liked the first Despicable Me, but I didn't care for any of the other ones. So whatever. So yeah, so summer's, lots of good movies coming sometime.
I'm just kind of looking through real fast because these are all here. I'm like,
all right.
There's a part of me where I'm just kind of like, I'm not seeing the big rah-rah that everybody, like these, well, in fairness,
yeah, we don't have the next, there's Black Widow and then the Eternals is in November. That's it.
Is that, well, no, I guess Morbius is in the middle of the year.
And Venom 2 is coming.
Oh, God.
He will eat your head, Jeff.
I'll eat your head.
Yeah.
I will eat your head. I will eat your head. That will not be good.
No.
I don't want to have my head eaten by Venom. Because he's kind of a dick.
My sister's a Tom Hardy fangirl. She's going to want to see that.
Yeah.
Anyway. So, yeah. So, the movies are coming, but like I said, the first one I think on the roster is Onward. So, for me.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we'll see. I'm not rushing to go see it. I don't, maybe I'll feel differently at the time. But that's one of those times where it's like you're better off seeing it at night. Because otherwise it's like Attack of the Small Children. Yeah, I'll have to see. But, I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I mean, I think we covered just about anything and everything I can think of.
I think that'll do for this week, I guess. Right?
Yeah. Ivan's at the Kohl's. So,
yep, he's probably wearing his best sweater.
Yeah, man.
He did a live stream on Valentine's Day. I had that rocking out in house Friday night. That was cool.
Oh yeah,
playing all those love songs.
No love songs.
DJ Love Master.
Be there, driving on with
Yes,
love.
right. Driving Ivan, bringing you love.
Bringing you love.
So shout out to Ivan.
So wait, what was he playing?
Like the standards, like disco, like Love Train, and
Oh God.
I forget one specifically.
Was there anything past the 80s?
No,
Yeah.
but that's Ivan. That's his gift.
I'm impressed that Ivan actually knows who Lizzo is and Billie Eilish is.
Didn't know who Jeff Bezos was, but
I can't believe he didn't know who else was it he didn't know?
Elon
there was
Musk.
Somebody else. Did he not know who Steve Jobs was?
Steve Jobs. Well, he kind of had to guess it, but he didn't know Elon Musk either. So
right, that's where this started. Was Elon
CEO
Musk,
billionaires?
right?
Yeah, like who?
Yeah.
I don't know. Oh, he's got his own thing going on. So
Yeah.
a shout out to Ivan. He'll be here next week, hopefully.
Yeah. Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah. And we're on Instagram and Twitter at SOTRT Podcast. We're on YouTube. Click the bell, subscribe. You'll know when new content drops. And of course, our other show that drops later in the week is News of the Squared. Shout out to Scott.
Scott!
Shout out Scott, man. Hope you're feeling better, man. We'll catch you next time. And of course, click the bell on that YouTube and then you subscribe. But then, of course, you can check us out on all the podcasting platforms. Google, Spotify, PodBean, Anchor, Apple, and all that. Leave a review. We'd appreciate it. And, of course, email us at sotrtpodcast@gmail.com. Is that a do? Episode 88.
Wow.
Marty! Gotta get to 88 episodes.
Yeah.
You see that deepfake video where they transplanted Doc and Marty with Spider-Man and Iron Man?
Yeah, I just saw that.
Yeah, I was like, that's weird how that works. That's weird.
I'm still, it's really funny. We're getting out of here. It's like, no, so we bring this up. I'd love either a continuation or a reboot of Back to the Future.
No, I say leave it alone.
I'd take it.
Let it. Nope.
And you know what? If I was Universal, because I think that's Universal.
Well, yeah, I think they had like a theme park ride or something. But
right, I think that's Universal.
And they tried an animated series, but no, I'd say let it
If
die.
I was Universal and I had a streaming network coming out, which is Peacock, I got news for you. Yeah, I would consider it.
No, unless you want to become like the next Fantasy Island, I don't think so.
Well, but it doesn't have to be the next Fantasy Island.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be the next Fantasy Island.
You got to make it right. I don't know if you could do it.
I'd say leave it alone. You know what would be funny? If they had done Fantasy Island with, like, The Rock and Kevin Hart, and Kevin Hart was playing, like, Tattoo.
No. I don't even know if Tattoo was in this movie. They didn't want to be little, like, see what I did there. I guess that'll do it. So,
wow, that's how we're going to end this thing.
Wow, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, catch you next time, folks.
You thought it was bad I was going to Kevin Hart with the little jokes, and you just belittled that right off the bat.
Oh, sure did.
All right. Have a good one. Have a good day, night, whatever. Yeah. We got to figure out how to end this show.
Yeah.